It was always a black and white issue. No, it's not. It's ego, mind, spirit, and religion. All of them. They're all wrong. They're not working together at any level. Religion wasn't about being saved and everybody else is not going to be saved. No, it was never that. Man did that. Ten Commandments have nothing about that, say anything about that at all. Moses was a mass, incredible black magician. And then why was the world in the United States catering to the Spanish people? Why is the only language that's like accepted as they can translate it into Spanish? Call on the phone, you want it Spanish. They don't say native, do they? Oh, sorry, you can't be native, and we don't care your language. You can't be Irish, German, Russian, Chinese, Japanese. But Spanish, we'll translate it to Spanish for you. Why? Aren't they all killing the native people? Aren't they all massive killers no matter how you look at whichever color, tribe that you say that they are? Well, people don't look any further than the program they have, and school doesn't teach you much about native truth. I'm not saying that truth's better, but they don't even teach you what they believed in or how they lived for real. They tell you multiple lies, feed your mind multiple ideas. They don't tell you what they did, ever, to the native race, to the native children. I think it was somewhere in the 1920s, they stopped forcing children in Catholic schools. They put them in a Catholic school from the time they were 6 to the time they were 16. If they didn't learn what they were teaching, they were killed. Period. That's how you want to look at the truth, if you want to accept it or not. We'll justify that. I mean, and basically, yes, there was a lot more Christians in the United States coming in over and over, because the Spanish and the British were mostly Christian. And then if you weren't, you had to be killed, put in your place, or whatever. But I'm just saying that's a sad thing, a sad society, sad way to build life and create life. So, do you follow a race, a tribe, see what they believe in? I mean, when voodoo came into Santeria came into New Jersey, I was on top of it. I was a witch at the time. I knew about powers, I knew about rituals, I knew about sacrifice and what they were doing and all that stuff. And people didn't know. And to show you how bad it was in those days, there were signs in the parks and everywhere. If you know a witch, put their name and address on this flyer. And people would try to burn down their house and everything else. So that's how bad it was. I was with a woman, a friend of my friend, when I had my covenant. She was friends with this wrestler woman who was a lawyer. She went to court. She made witchcraft a religion in Jersey. And that was the breaking point of the change of that. If she didn't have the courage to do that, they still might be burning witches at the stake. Somebody has to break the laws that are there that are wrong. And Jesus said it. If the laws are not right, you change them. Otherwise, live by them. But see, we're losing any ability to change anything. What Thomas Jefferson created for us to create and become a militia and all those words, now you can't, because if you do, you're a terrorist. You're not a militia person, you're a terrorist. So we're losing every truth that we had physically, never mind spiritually. And with all these people coming out with their programs and their programmed ideas of aliens and what they're doing and what they're going to do and how they're going to help us, we're sinking down, down, down. If you were still here, I'm glad you made it this far. But on the same token is, are you really listening? Does it matter to you what I'm saying? Did it help you at least look inside yourself one bit to see what you believe, what you accept, and what you're going to do with your life? How you're going to deal with this? What's going on? Are you ready to change? Well, I know you are. There's a few people that I know are. But those people that just like to listen and smile and go home and say, well, that was cool, or that was fun, or, hearing about alien abduction, you have to be pretty sad to think that that's a cool thing. I always looked at both sides of everything, and you need to. Two people getting married, are they committing to each other for real? Did they even talk about life after marriage? There's so many shows out there, and I'm sure there was one called Life After Marriage. There's a 90-day marriage, 90-day romance, and all those kind of words. Give me one split second. But I look at it this way. How far are they going to go? TV needs action, battles, and riots and stuff, so they pick two people that they know are in a serious situation, and then they'll put them on TV. Now, the other one, where they get engaged within 1 hour. Tell me that's not crazy. You never met this person. You can see 20 women, 21, whatever it is. You're going to look at them. You're going to see them in the bathing suit, and then they're going to try to tell you something that they love you and all this and what they think. And then at the end, they got the choice to ask 3 girls. They cut it down to 3, and then 2, and then they got to give a ring to one of them and say they want to marry them. So, how long do you think it's going to last? If you don't talk about things, and you see it in the other one, the 90-day romance and those kind of things. If you don't talk about things in the beginning, they do become problems later on. If you're not honest and truthful, it never moves anywhere. Whatever it is, if you can't be honest to yourself and then honest to the person you're with, they say never talk about religion. We're going to get married and not talk about religion? That's the most ridiculous statement that you can have. Then, don't talk about having children yet. Well, one might want them right away, and one might not. Drugs. Do you do drugs? Do you want to do drugs? Do you party? All those things are critical to understanding what you're going to be in for. And if you can't agree with it in the start, don't think you're ever going to make yourself accept it and agree with it later on. It doesn't happen that way. You need to pull back, sit down, start from the beginning. Start with what do you like, what you don't like. What can you tolerate? Do you feel good about marriage? Do you feel good about having children? Do you feel good about religion? Do you care about religion? All those little things. And then talk about it. Not just say, oh, you're religious? Okay, I'm not. And leave it at that. No. Are we going to work through this? Do you go to church every day or every week or once a week? How do you do it? Do I have to follow it? Do I need to understand anything about it? If they have to go away on retreats certain times a year and things like that. All those little things are critical. So when we talk about truth, and in a relationship, it's even more so. Because you're putting a person in your reality, and they're putting you in theirs. And truth is really important, because one lie will destroy it. 2 lies will probably completely take it apart. Some people can deal with lies and don't care, but then they don't know what the word love means either. You don't need to love a bad person. When we go back to the word forgiveness, do you think we have to forgive people in Vietnam, World War I, World War II? People made it through and stuff. Yeah, you can say thank you and whatever. But do you got to feel good because people killed each other? When people kill somebody, no matter who they are, they change. From a person that could be of light to somebody that's not. Oh, I killed somebody, I'm not of light. True. The karma you created already blocked it. You can be a nice person and good afterwards, but that doesn't going to change your aura. It's not going to make you a being. I don't know what Moses was thinking, why he couldn't get into the promised land, and he was just too ignorant and too egotistical. For what he wrote in the Bible, and people accept it. Now go back to the Sumerian tablets or the Emerald tablets. We'll go there. I mean, there was like 4 of them written. They only found 1 of them under the pyramid. I became part of the White Brotherhood. I was initiated into it. I wasn't planning on it. And they were charging lots of money to do it. And the little girl said to me, sit down. I said, I don't have money to do this. He goes, don't worry about it. But I was initiated into it to a high level and stuff. So, you know, the things we go through, people see it. If you walk in the light or truth, people can see it if they're capable of seeing it. Native people are a little more open to people looking at people and seeing their energy. I don't know how good most of them are because they're not. Very few people can truly see a person's aura or tries to. I talked about that, and one day we'll play with that. And I got into some little techniques to use and everything, but it's critical. In this day and age, what you allow around you, what you allow into your house, forgive everybody that works in your house. You can forgive them, but they're still bringing energy in your house. Do you know how to clear it? Do you know how to clean the house of energy? Does your truth tell you should or shouldn't? Does your truth tell you anything about how not to walk with the devil and how to walk with an angel, how to walk with God, any of those things for real? Well, I read the Bible and it says, what? What do you do that makes you a Christian, that makes you good, honest, and a true spiritual being? I say a prayer. I go to church. Going to church. Going on a football game. What's the difference? Well, I'm praying to God. What? What are you praying for? World peace? World love. 2 most sought after prayers on the planet. Why? 2 things we don't deserve or should have. They are 2 things we don't deserve. 1, and we shouldn't have them. 2, if we had peace on this earth, what do you think would happen? 7.4 billion people, all in this perfect state. How long do you think it's going to last? We were in the golden age. We came out of it. We're supposed to be going back in it, but there won't be that many people here when we do go back into it. Can't be. Well, we can't go back into the golden age. Based on how society lived and what was functioning. The Iron Age is when they started working with metal and things like that. It's based on what people do. What are we going to go into? The killing age? The age of darkness. Right? If 3 days of darkness come, I can go into that whole story, what happened last month with Antarctica and all that. Check that out. Russia rushes in for fear the United States started a war with an alien species. That's the way it's worded. Check it out. Check out the information, check out the facts, and check out what the government says. And I'm telling you, I could put that all together for you as well. Putin's involved with Trump and all that. It goes down together. Good, bad, and different. I listen to these people on Ancient Aliens. If you do, I don't know how you can stand their stupid gibber. If one of them ever had a real experience, it would be incredible. And then what would they say about it? They'd exaggerate it 1 billion times greater than whatever it was. I mean, Travis Walton and his Fire in the Sky, the whole thing. Well, he had people with him that saw him get abducted. Those people were almost put in jail for killing him, and then he comes out burnt up. So where is anything positive in any of that, and is it going to help mankind? No, but it's going to help that race, or I should say it helped that race. But now he thinks he's spiritual. So having a negative experience makes you spiritual? It sure doesn't. And I was trying to read a thing, and it just went so fast I couldn't read it. My computer shut down again. Hold on. What a day. We had rain where I live in Hawaii. We had a total so far, I think, of 44 inches.